Good morning. Today I'm in Olympia. I'm going to be going to the archaeological site and museum and then making a very long pilgrimage up to Delphi. Why don't you come along with me? Should be fun. My hotel was actually up on the hillside, overlooking the town of Olympia. So to do my typical morning constitutional, I had to go downhill and then back uphill. But it was completely worth it. It's kind of strange. It's 6 a.m. and I have seen no people. Just me, cats, dogs, and the birds. It's gorgeous, though. Kalimera. These are the times on my travels when I feel that I truly get to know a place. Not when I'm ensconced in history at some ancient site, and not when I'm packed shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of tourists at a museum. When I am wandering the streets in the early morning and nobody is around, maybe a few workers, but that is when I get to know the city. To me, this is one of those shots that encapsulates the entirety of the trip, all of the emotions right here in this one beautiful moment. Another monstrous 5-star continental breakfast. Bear in mind, this is coming from a guy who typically buys conchas from kids on the street, so completely different world. Olympia was a major pan-Hellenic religious sanctuary for ancient Greece. The eponymous games were held here every 4 years, from the 8th century BCE all the way to the 4th century CE. The Altis was the sacred precinct dedicated to Zeus, but other gods were worshipped there as well. The site held over 760 significant structures, and many of those ruins still survive today, as you can see. According to that old travel essayist Pausanias, there were over 70 temples in total, plus altars, statues, and other structures dedicated to a slew of deities. This was undeniably a place of pilgrimage. Many have drawn the parallels between people's devotion to their favorite sports teams and religious zealotry. I'm certainly not the first. I do find it extraordinary to witness a visual of its possible origin point, though. The heavy religious themes and markers that look almost like cenotaphs and gravestones, all in a place devoted to sport. Be it the warfare sport of old and not our modern games, but still, makes a visual impact, doesn't it? One of the wonders of the ancient world, the Temple of Zeus is little but a footprint of its former self. But in its heyday, Pausanias tells us that the temple was 68 feet high, 230 feet long, and 90 feet wide. The bits and pieces that have survived paint us a vivid picture of how grand it was, with 102 lion-headed gargoyle waterspouts, nearly life-size friezes, and larger-than-life pediments. It had to have been grand indeed, even without the 43-foot-tall statue of Zeus it once housed. Look, I could give a semester-long class on the different gods, goddesses, and mythological ties from this site. The tomb of Pelopion is supposedly here, the ancestor to Agamemnon and Menelaus, for whom the entire peninsula is named after. Gods, demigods, heroes, mortals, all interconnected through time, gathering to watch men prove themselves in games that were important to warfare, like running, throwing, pummeling, and grappling, all butt-ass naked and slathered in olive oil. Hey, I'm not judging. I merely wish to teach the hows, whats, and approximate whens of history. The whys, on the other hand, are for your dirty minds alone. But one does wonder at what naked, olive-oiled couples figure skating in the modern milieu would look like. Each of these sites has a small accompanying museum to house the relics and replicas of the relics that were found there. This one is startlingly different because it also houses the leftover pieces, the friezes, the pediment of the wonder of the ancient world, the Temple of Zeus. And as you will see, the pediment has statues that are 8 feet tall, which, for those of you who do not know, the pediment is a triangular section at the top of a temple. So imagine how big this temple must have been when you see them. So many pieces in this collection are under that banner of unknown, like these small animal figurines here. There are abstracts written about them, but they're highly criticized. That's the thing. I think that's why I enjoy this collection so much, is most of it falls under that we really don't know, so let's just guess. Here it is, the last vestiges of one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the pediment and friezes from the Temple of Zeus. And perhaps it is just my vivid imagination, but can you imagine the structure that these were the accent pieces to? 9-foot tall centaurs, a simple decorative crown molding essentially. It must have been awe-inspiring. I apologize for the bit of redundancy, but 3 cameras, attempting to get it from as many angles as possible, and it was something so fantastic I had to drag myself out of the room. The next image is an artist's rendition of what was supposedly in the temple, a 43-foot tall statue of Zeus. Hermes and the infant Dionysus, attributed to Praxiteles, was found in 1877 at an excavation of the Temple of Hera. But many art historians debate whether attributing the work to Praxiteles is accurate, given the pardon the pun, people, Spartan amount of information to do so. No matter the artist, the detail and skill are undeniable. Another buffet meal, but when you get to watch someone's yaya, or nona, or abuelita, or nai, or whatever word you want for grandma, give a cooking class, well, who can complain? The Rio-Antirrio Bridge is one of the world's longest multi-span cable-stayed bridges. It crosses the Rion Strait between the Gulf of Corinth and the Gulf of Patras. It opened the day before the 2004 Olympics in Athens, and it was used to transport the Olympic flame. If you look into Greece at all over the last 20 years, you're gonna come across the economic trouble they've been having. But, to be honest, sure, they may have some economic troubles, but the whole country and the people are so rich in every other aspect that matters. It seems like a pittance to squabble over money when these villages and towns are just so gorgeous. I mean, really, what more do you need? And I have had conversations in 5 languages this trip so far. My brain's starting to feel a little spongy, a little mushy, but I'm doing it. Which was why it took me much longer than it should have to realize that this was not the hotel bread. One of the few lamentable instances on this trip was that I didn't have the freedom of a rental car or an Uber. Now, I could have not eaten the included meal, sure, but it was quality food, don't get me wrong. It's just one of those things I prefer to go to small mom and pop places, street food vendors, really experience the country. When it's fed to you via buffet and chafing dish, it just doesn't feel the same.
Dinner with a view.
The hotel has a bloody fantastic rose garden. I tell you, this is the kind of complaint you want, because it's not really a complaint, but I wish I had more time at these places. Just scheduling them so close together, I feel like I'm missing something, because you get here and it's just pure luxury and you have a small window in which to enjoy it, but you got to do it. It's Was that a first world complaint? Oh gosh, Nick, it's so hard to enjoy the beautiful rose garden at the 5-star hotel. Well, that was another interesting day. The town of Olympia was very cute. I wish I'd gotten to see it more alive than just early in the morning, me and the cats. The site was fascinating as well as a museum. Lots of people. It's strange to see a town go from completely dead in 2 hours to thousands of tourists swarming it. It's almost disconcerting. I feel sorry for the locals, though it's how they make their money. It's got to be difficult. We did lose an elderly gentleman from our group because he didn't listen, despite the guide being adamant about, hey, this is not where we're going. He went there anyways, and then we had to play find him because, God forbid, he uses cell phone like people do in the modern age. Okay, I'm not going to criticize too much because other than that, it was a great day. Lots of fun and unique experiences. Thanks for watching, and why don't you come along with me tomorrow?